Well, I have officially, literally just learned 2 minutes ago, I'm the last of the Mohicans, and I can't believe that that's actually happened, and it's actually really depressing. Let's dive on into it, shall we? Everybody's quitting Yu-Gi-Oh! Ladies and gentlemen, it's your host of the most, Avery LR32 here. Do me a favor, help me feel a little bit better by smashing the ever-living boo-boo stain off that like and subscribe button so we can climb even higher the 1500 ladder. Let's just dive right on into it. So, maybe like 10 minutes ago, I was trying to find out about Capital G to see if he'd quit the game, right? Capital G is someone I've been watching for over a decade on YouTube. And he was very insightful into the game. He was more of a rogue player, didn't really play meta. He would play stuff like Eldelich. Back in the day, he would kind of play more stunish decks when Thunder King was really good. Kind of like what Robbie Cole, aka M. Cole 40, used to do and things like that. And so I really enjoyed following him. He had a very good aspect of insight on the game, if that makes sense. And he posted just good content in general. He's a very great content creator. And I found a video that was a month old on his Twitch highlight channel on YouTube, where actually he ended up graduating from, I guess, college or something, and he went on to be a cop. And now he's hitting on some cop girl or whatever. But he's a cop now. And I didn't realize that he was basically done with streaming, had no desire to play Yu-Gi-Oh! And I'm like, holy crap. I started putting two and two together, and I realized I'm the last one from back in the day. And I guess it kind of just hits harder for me because our homie and friend, our coach, our mentor, our brother from another mother that I'm always talking about on the channel, Valley D, quit the game just out of nowhere. I texted him about something a few days ago, and he said, nah, man, truth be told, I think I'm actually done with the game. And I'm like, the hell are you talking about? He's like, I haven't been practicing at all. I've had no desire to go to locals. I'm already making buy lists through one of these card shops. And he's like, I'm just going to sell everything and be done. He's like, I just don't have the desire. And so I was like, hey, man, good luck. Obviously, we're still friends, right? It's not like we're going through a fucking divorce. But it's just, he was someone who I knew from when I was a kid. And I've watched people like Capital G and M. Cole 40 since I was a kid. Keep in mind, I'm 28 years old, guys. And I've been playing, I say competitively, but I went to my first locals when I was 12 years old. This year when I turned 29, well, this December, because that's when I made the YouTube channel, so that's what I kind of consider it. But I went to my first locals 2 weeks before they changed the name of the Fusion deck to the Extra deck. I've been playing ever since. So I'm approaching 17 years of playing the game competitively. Once I turn 29, it'll be 17 years. So almost 2 decades of playing this game competitively. And everyone that I used to follow, literally everyone I used to follow on YouTube from back in the day is gone. M. Cole 40, Robbie Cole, he still posts, but he doesn't play the game competitively anymore. And I'm sorry, Robbie Cole, but I love you to death. I actually was the one that put the sound effects over his outro and stuff that you see on his videos. I've talked about that before. And no offense to him, but he's fucking word salad. I hardly even watch him anymore because he just doesn't know what he's talking about. I hate to be a jerk, but it's just when you don't play on that high-end competitive level, it's hard to make a point in your videos, I think back to when I sent him my deck list for that Centurion video, or the Centurion deck list where I came 10th place at that regional with a year or two ago now at this point. And he was like, I see that we're playing the Fenrir so that we can do what it is that we want to do. And I'm like, it's fucking word salad, man. What? That doesn't even make any sense, right? So he's basically done. He talks about the game basically from a casual perspective. He's very in-depth when it comes to the market and doing market watches and things. That's where he's in-depth and very smart with. I'll listen to that all day, any day of the week. He's very smart with that, but he's basically gone. Mega Capital G is gone. Vexicus 4666 is gone. Senior Blanco 88 is gone. If you know any of these fucking names, you are a true OG. Fiano Black is gone. Underworld 6667 is gone. I think I already said him. Let's see. Great Fails Montana is gone. I'm pretty sure Slim X Team Symmetry is gone. I actually saw him at YCS Orlando. Who else is there? I think that's literally all the names. I know Head-to-Head Battles, Zuzu, that guy, he and his girl quit the game competitively a month ago. I didn't realize that until I started looking up, quitting Yu-Gi-Oh! That Irish dude I saw, I forget his name, I'm sorry, but he quit the game months ago. Jay, or whatever the pink-haired girl is, whatever their name is, they quit the game months ago because they didn't like the prizing, and I don't think they ever came back. Or was it Jessica? I think their name was Jessica. They quit the game. So, like, I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, is there anyone that's here from back in the day when I first started learning about competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! On YouTube? And it's literally nobody. Sharks Fan 20, another name, is also gone. He was more of a scammer and people didn't really like him. Same goes for Underworld 6667. People didn't like him, but regardless, they're gone. Galactic God has been gone for a fucking decade. And we never found out why. I think maybe his son passed away. That's just me guessing. I'm not saying that's what happened, but he either went through a divorce or his son died. Like, I'm just taking a wild guess because like he was tearing up and crying in his video and everything. But regardless, everyone is gone. So, like, I have... Also, I'm sorry about the rain and the thunder outside. I'm going through a storm outside right now. There's no one left on YouTube that I feel like I can really relate to anymore. And it really got me to thinking about how much time I have left, right? I mean, I've been posting videos for over a decade on YouTube and kind of taking hiatuses and breaks here and there throughout the years. But, damn. And, like, once I realized this... I started thinking about myself, like, okay, well, maybe I'll get one more top 8 at a regional and go to nationals, and then I'll quit the game. And it's like, the game is so ingrained into me and so ingrained into my identity that it's been a part of my life for as long as I can remember. And I think about, too, when looking at, like, my local setting, right? The Jacksonville Yu-Gi-Oh! Community is overall pretty decent, right? They're pretty cool people. And there's some people I know of in the community who have been around for a while. You may know about Raymond Alfonso, who has been a head judge at some big events for a while. I've known him since Dragon Ruler format, so we're talking 2013. Steven Silamos, another high-name player. I don't even think he even plays the competitive game anymore. I think he just plays Edison format. And the friends that I made back when I was 12 years old, first going to locals... all of them are playing Edison format. And so I'm like, not that I'm not friends with these people anymore. I am. But that connection isn't there. That bond isn't there. You know, I've told the story before, but I remember starting off, meeting other people playing Yu-Gi-Oh!, going to my local Books A Million, just happened to go in one day with my dad, and I saw all these dudes, and yeah, they were mostly fat-ass dudes even back in 2007, sitting on the floor of a Books A Million at my mall, my local mall, playing Yu-Gi-Oh! It was 2007. That was Diamond Dude Diamond Dude Turbo format, otherwise known as Airblade Turbo format in the OCG. People were using Shriek OCG. Again, if you know these names, you are a true OG. People were using the website Shriek OCG, which predated Yugioh organization. Yugioh organization wasn't even a thing. And you had Shriek OCG being ran by who knows who that would post like the OCG ban list at 2 o'clock in the morning when the OCG and the TCG were still tied together at the hip, and that's how we found out about our ban list. Damn. I'm literally the last one. And I don't know how much longer I'm going to play this game because it's just been a long time. And I'm not saying I'm like going to quit tomorrow. I enjoy making videos. I enjoy talking about the competitive game. I feel like overall the format is pretty solid. But to really sit back and think, all of the Yu-Gi-Tubers that I watched growing up are gone. You just heard me list the names. They're all gone. People are quitting this game, what seems like left and right. And I guess I can understand why, because you would think after almost 20 years, people would move on. Maybe their hobbies change. Maybe they get married. Maybe they have a kid. Maybe they're like our friend Valley D, who, you know, has bills to pay. He's married. He wants to start a family one day, maybe. Maybe, you know, he wants to do something else besides go to a local card shop and hang out with a bunch of other dudes. When, like, maybe he wants to go to the club. Maybe he wants to go to the casino. I know he likes gambling, so if he sees this video, yeah, hey, bro, have fun at the Hard Rock. You know, people have other dreams, other things that they want to do. And, like, that's a good thing, right? Because you would hope after 20 years almost, in my case, that your hobbies change, that you would change as a person, that, you know, you wouldn't be some neck-bearded dude who's arguing with a fucking kid about why, I don't know, MST doesn't negate. Like, it's just, it really kind of sets things in perspective. And maybe there's some other person like that in your life who's moved on, or maybe a YouTuber. I know for me, it was like White Boy 7th Street. Like growing up, White Boy 7th Street was like almost like a brother I never had. Like he was like just a brotherly figure to me growing up. I looked up to him. That's where I got the intro. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, it is your host. With that comes from White Boy 7th Street. And people tell me all the time in my comments, like, bro, you sound like White Boy. That's the point. I want to sound like fucking White Boy. Or like when I say real talk, I got that from Wings of Redemption. These people that I grew up with. And man, maybe it's just a sign that like I'm a Yugi boomer because I'm 28. I'm almost 30. But it got me wondering about how much time I have left in this game. And oddly, like why people are suddenly quitting the game. Maybe not suddenly. It's been going on for a while. People are always saying that the game is dying. But interests move on. Capital G wants to be a cop. You know, what was he going to do? Try and arrest somebody? The person goes, oh, no, I'm going to Ash Blossom those handcuffs. Like, get the fuck out of here. Cap, I wish you the best. You know, maybe you'll be the next MCole40. Maybe you watching this video will be the next, I don't know, Vexicus 4666. If you do, you better have your little handheld air conditioner thing, whatever that's called, the thing that you open up and they use in Japan. I don't know what it's called. But guys, let me know what you think about this down in the comments below. I'm the last one, and never thought I'd see the day. Guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.